Welcome to the Speak Slow English channel.
That's right. We're so glad you're joining us today. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. In today's podcast, we're going to dive into some practical, daily life English conversations. Our goal is to help you practice your B1 and B2 level listening and speaking skills.
We'll be covering a few different topics today, things you might actually talk about with friends, family, or colleagues. You'll learn natural vocabulary, common phrasal verbs, and get a better feel for the flow of a real conversation.
Exactly. This is all about building your confidence. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of our practice sessions.
All right, let's get started. I wanted to ask you about something that's been on my mind, and I feel like everyone is talking about it: work-life balance. How are you managing it these days?
That is the question of the decade, isn't it? Honestly, it's a constant struggle. I feel like the line between work and home has become incredibly blurry, especially since so many people are working remotely or in hybrid models.
It's a paradox, right? On one hand, you have this amazing flexibility. You can throw in a load of laundry between meetings. You can sign for a package. But on the other hand, it's 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, and you're still answering emails because your laptop is right there.
You just described my last Tuesday. I find it really hard to clock out mentally. When your office is also your living room, how do you signal to your brain that the workday is over?
I've been trying to implement some hard boundaries. For example, at 6 p.m., I shut my laptop. I don't just close it. I shut it down completely and put it in my bag. I put the bag in the closet.
Oh, that's a serious commitment. Putting it in the closet. I like that. It's a physical act.
Exactly. That physical act of putting it away helps me transition. If I just leave it on the desk, I'll walk by, see it, and think, oh, I'll just check that one thing. And suddenly, an hour is gone.
That's a great strategy. I've been trying to set boundaries as well, but my biggest problem is Zoom fatigue. Just endless back-to-back video calls. It's so draining. I end the day feeling exhausted, even if I didn't do much hard work.
Oh, Zoom fatigue is definitely a real thing. The human brain isn't designed to stare at a grid of faces, including your own, for 8 hours. I've started blocking off time in my calendar for focus work and even a real lunch break.
You schedule your lunch?
I have to. If I don't, I'll just end up eating a sandwich in 2 minutes while reading emails. So, I block off 12 p.m. to 12:45 p.m. I try to leave my desk, maybe take a short walk.
That's so proactive. I think I need to be more intentional with my time rather than reactive to my inbox. I'm always just reacting to what comes in.
But it's hard. There's this pressure, or maybe it's a self-imposed pressure, to seem available, to prove you're working.
Yes, especially when you're remote. You want to show you're being productive. I worry about falling behind if I'm not always available.
But that's the fast track to burnout. We've all heard that word 1,000 times, but it's real. And you're no good to your team, your family, or yourself if you're burned out.
You're completely right. I've been trying to find a better hobby, something completely unrelated to work, to help me unwind.
That's a perfect transition, because that's the other half of work-life balance, right? The life part. What are you doing to unwind?
Well, I'm trying to get into gardening. I live in an apartment, so we're talking about a few pots on the balcony.
Hey, that's a great start. Container gardening. What are you growing?
Right now, mostly herbs. Basil, mint, rosemary, and I'm trying to grow a cherry tomato plant. The trying is the important word there. I'm not very good at it yet.
But that's the point of a hobby, isn't it? You don't have to be good at it. It's just for you.
That's what I'm trying to tell myself. It's hard to get out of the mindset of optimization. How can I be the best gardener? I just need to enjoy the process. It's nice to do something physical with my hands after typing all day.
I completely get that. I've been trying to pick up an old hobby, playing the guitar.
Oh, I didn't know you played.
I dabbled in college. I knew a few chords. Now I'm trying to relearn it properly, and it is humbling. My fingers just don't want to move that way anymore.
Muscle memory. It'll come back. Are you using an app or YouTube videos?
A bit of both. There are so many resources online, it's almost overwhelming. But I found a YouTube channel I like. My goal is just to play one full song by the end of the year.
That's a great achievable goal. I think it's so important to have these low-stakes activities. There's this weird pressure now to monetize your hobby. You like baking? You should start a business. You like photography. You should sell prints.
I know. What happened to just doing something for fun? Why does everything have to become a side hustle?
Exactly. My gardening is not going to become a business. It's just for me. It's my little escape from the digital world.
I'm with you 100%. My guitar playing is, trust me, no one would pay to hear it. And that's okay. It's just for me.
So, between your work and your new guitar hobby, how are you finding time for friends? This is another thing I'm struggling with, making and keeping social plans.
Oh, don't get me started. It's like a second job. Trying to pin down a date with a group of friends is impossible.
You start a group chat, right? Hey, let's all get dinner. And then, chaos.
Total chaos. One person suggests a date. Someone else is busy. Someone else suggests a different date. Then the first person is busy on that date. And this goes on for 2 weeks.
And then you just give up. And everyone says, we really need to hang out soon. And the cycle repeats.
Yes, the polite yes. I've learned you have to be specific. I've stopped saying, let's hang out. I now say, are you free next Thursday or Friday evening to try that new pizza place?
That's a good call to action. It gives them a concrete choice.
It works about 60% of the time. But then, there's the other side of it. Canceling plans.
Ah, the last-minute cancellation. It's become so common. I feel like I'm doing it more, and people are doing it to me more.
Part of me gets frustrated. I've been looking forward to it. I've planned my day around it. But the other part of me kind of understands.
I know. Sometimes, after a long, draining week, Friday night arrives, and the idea of putting on real clothes and going out, it just feels like too much effort. The sofa is just too comfortable.
This is the JOMO, the joy of missing out, the opposite of FOMO. You're not afraid of missing out. You are happy to be missing out.
I feel that. So, what's the polite way to back out of a plan? You can't just text, I'm tired.
I think honesty, but not too much honesty, is key. I'll usually send a text saying something like, hey, I'm so sorry to do this, but I've had a really demanding week, and I'm feeling completely run down. I don't think I'd be very good company tonight. Can we please take a rain check for next week?
That's a perfect script. Take a rain check. That's a great B2 phrase. It means you're not canceling forever, just postponing.
And you have to offer to reschedule immediately. It shows you still value the friendship and want to see them.
And what if you're on the receiving end? When someone cancels on you?
You just have to be gracious. I'll respond with something like, no worries at all. I totally understand. This week was crazy for me too. Get some rest, and let's definitely touch base next week to reschedule.
That's a great response. It's low pressure and kind. It makes the other person feel validated, not guilty.
Right? It's all about maintaining the relationship, even if the plan itself falls through. The social connection is more important than the specific event.
This has all been very real life. Okay, let's pivot. Let's talk about something more fun. Future plans and travel.
Yes, now we're talking. My wanderlust is at an all-time high.
Wanderlust. A strong desire to travel. I love that word. My bucket list is a mile long.
Same. If you could go anywhere in the world next month, money and time are no object, where would you go?
Oh, that's easy. Japan. I've been dreaming of it for years.
Ooh, good choice. What's the appeal?
Everything. The contrast between the ancient temples in Kyoto and the super modern city of Tokyo. The nature, the politeness of the culture, and of course, the food. I want to eat real sushi and ramen.
I'm on board with that. A food-motivated trip. What would be the first thing you'd do?
After I land, I'd find the nearest, smallest, most authentic-looking ramen shop. Then, I'd just walk around. I'm less about a packed itinerary and more about just soaking in the atmosphere. What about you?
I think for me, it would have to be Greece, the islands, Santorini, Mykonos, all that blue and white.
That sounds incredibly relaxing.
Right? But see, I'm the opposite of you. I'm a meticulous planner. If I'm gearing up for a big trip, I have spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets? For a vacation?
Absolutely. I'll have all my train tickets, ferry schedules, museum passes, and dinner reservations booked months in advance. I read reviews, I compare prices. I want to make the most of every minute.
That gives me a little anxiety just thinking about it. What if you stumble upon a cool little town you want to explore? You can't because you have to be in Santorini by 3 p.m. for your donkey ride.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. I get anxiety from not having a plan. I'm always worried I'll miss out on the must-see things. I want to optimize my time.
I guess it's two different travel philosophies, the planner versus the explorer.
But even with all my planning, trips can be unpredictable. What about a place you've been that maybe wasn't what you expected? A little disappointing?
That's a good question. I went to a very famous all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean once. And on paper, it was perfect. Beautiful beach, all the food and drink you want, no planning required.
Sounds pretty good to me.
It was fine. But I found myself getting bored within a couple of days. It felt too sterile. It could have been anywhere. I felt like I wasn't actually in a different country. I was just in a resort.
I know exactly what you mean. You miss the culture shock a little bit. You want to feel the energy of a place. I'd rather be a bit off the beaten path, eating at a local food stall, even if it's less comfortable.
Me too. I learned I prefer authentic experiences over perfect ones.
Okay, let's talk about a different kind of daily life topic. Food, not just travel food, but everyday food.
Oh, this is a big one. The cost of groceries, for one.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I feel like my grocery bill has doubled in the last couple of years, but I'm buying the same things.
I know. I've become that person who comparison shops. I look at the weekly flyers. I have the apps for two different supermarkets.
I've been trying to meal prep more, just to control costs and stop wasting food.
How is that going? I love the idea of meal prep, but the reality,
The reality is, spending 4 hours on a Sunday afternoon cooking is not my idea of fun. But I will say, on Wednesday, when I'm tired from work and I just have to heat something up, I'm very thankful to past Alex.
that's the trade-off. What do you usually make?
A big batch of something, like chili or a big pasta sauce or a curry, something that gets better over time. And I'll roast a bunch of vegetables and cook some quinoa or rice.
That sounds so healthy and organized. I'm more of a what's in the fridge kind of cook. I open the fridge and hope for inspiration.
That can be fun too, like a mystery box cooking challenge.
Sometimes, other times, it's just eggs and toast for dinner. Again.
There is nothing wrong with eggs and toast. But what about balancing healthy with enjoyment? I feel like there's so much pressure to eat clean.
Tell me about it. Every other week, there's a new diet. Keto, paleo, vegan, intermittent fasting. It's confusing.
I've just come to the conclusion that it's all about moderation. I try to eat a lot of vegetables. I try not to eat too much sugar. But if I want a piece of chocolate cake, I'm going to eat the cake.
And enjoy it without feeling guilty. I think that's the healthiest mindset to have. Life's too short to not eat the cake.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered work, hobbies, social life, travel, food. What's left?
How about what we're consuming? I mean, media and entertainment. What are you watching?
Oh, this is dangerous. I've been sucked into a new series on Netflix. I binge-watched half the season last weekend.
Binge watching. The national sport. What show is it?
It's a detective mystery show. It's not prestige TV. It's not going to win any big awards, but it's so addictive. Every episode ends on a cliffhanger.
I know those. They are designed to hook you. I'm trying to be better about that. I'm trying to read more books.
That's admirable. I buy books. I have a stack of them on my nightstand. They look very nice.
The to-be-read pile. I have one too. But I've been making a conscious effort to read for 30 minutes before bed instead of scrolling on my phone.
How's that working out for you?
It's amazing, actually. I'm sleeping better, and I'm remembering how much I love reading. I just finished a really great novel.
See, I've gotten into audiobooks. I listen to them when I'm driving or doing the dishes. It's a great way to multitask.
That's a good idea. But what about podcasts? I mean, here we are on a podcast.
Ha! Very meta. Yes, I listen to a lot of podcasts, mostly news and some deep dive investigative ones. And of course, English learning podcasts.
Of course, it's a great way to immerse yourself in the language. You can listen while you're doing other things.
But I think it's important, like with TV, to be an active listener, not just let it wash over you, especially for language learning.
What do you mean by active listening?
Well, don't just hear it. Listen for new vocabulary. Pause the podcast. Look up a word you don't know. Repeat a phrase out loud. Try to shadow the host.
Shadowing. That's when you try to speak at the same time as the native speaker, copying their rhythm and intonation. That's a fantastic technique.
It feels silly at first, but it's one of the best ways to improve your pronunciation and fluency.
This is all part of those long-term goals we mentioned, right? It's not just about travel. It's about personal development.
For sure. Learning a language is a long-term goal. So, is getting better at your job or even becoming a better friend.
I've been toying with the idea of taking a public speaking class.
Really? You're a great speaker.
On a podcast, sure, but in front of a real live audience, my palms get sweaty. I get so nervous.
That's a great comfort zone challenge, pushing yourself to do something that scares you a little bit.
What about you? Any long-term personal development goals?
You know, this is going to sound simple. I want to get better at being present.
What does that mean to you?
It means not scrolling on my phone when I'm watching a movie with my family. It means actually listening in a conversation, not just waiting for my turn to talk. It means unplugging from the digital noise and just being.
That's not simple at all. That might be the hardest goal we've talked about today.
It probably is, but I think it's the most important one. All these things, work, hobbies, travel, food, they're all better when you're 100% present for them.
Wow, that really sums up our whole conversation, doesn't it? It all comes back to being intentional.
Intentional with your time, your energy, your relationships, and your attention.
Well, this has been great. We've covered a lot of ground. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Me too. And hopefully it's been a useful practice for everyone listening today.
We hope you picked up some new vocabulary, heard some common phrasal verbs, and got a good feel for a natural, everyday conversation.
Thanks for joining us on Speak Slow English. We'll talk to you in the next one.